Hi folks, Tim Newman of Soft Light Studios, and it's time for another Adobe Lightroom Classic CC quick tip. If you're like many new Lightroom users, you have found yourself confused by how Lightroom handles zoom modes in the Loupe View display. You may not be aware of this, but Lightroom has a very unique approach to remembering the last two view states that you were using. Let's take a look at this. So Lightroom is unique in that in the Loupe View mode, it remembers the last two zoom settings that you have used while you're in the program. So you can see here, we have an image being displayed in Loupe View mode. And if I go look at the navigator panel over here, I can see that in fact, this current viewing mode is set to fit. And what zoom does is it zooms the photo to fit the screen without trimming off any of the pixels on any of the four edges of the image, thereby respecting the original aspect ratio that the image is recorded in. And if you look at this image, you can see that it fits pretty close to the top, but there's a little more space on the left and right sides. So it's going as large as it can go without trimming anything off the top and the bottom, and the width of the sides are just kind of what they are in order to keep that aspect ratio. Now you can see as I come to the middle of this display that I have an icon that looks like a magnifying glass with a plus symbol in the middle. And in fact, if I click on this, that's exactly what it is. It is the zoom icon. And immediately that icon changes to the hand icon, which allows us to drag the image around the screen to get to an area that we may want to look at. If we'd like to move a little more efficiently than that, we can come over here to the navigator and grab this white inset box and drag it around to the area of scene that we would like to look to. We can even click on an area of the scene and the white inset box will jump immediately there, wherein I will notice I have a couple of spots of dust here that I need to clean off, but that's really not why we're here. If I now click on this image again with the hand icon, it's going to go back to the fit state. So it's fitting back into the screen again. So you can see every time I click on this, I'm going into the one-to-one zoom mode, meaning I'm seeing a one-to-one view of every pixel in the image, and I go back out to the fit state. Now here's where it gets interesting. If I come over here and pick a different mode here, let's say that I would like to see the 2-to-1 zoom mode, and click in, well now I'm looking at a much more magnified view of the image, and I can work my way to 3-to-1, and I can work my way on up to 4-to-1, and I keep getting further and further in on the image. And now if I click again, I go back out to that fit view. If I click one more time, I'm back to 4-to-1. Now let's say I wanted to go to the fill mode view, and I go ahead and do that, and basically that tells Lightroom, take the picture so it completely fills the viewing panel or the loop panel here in the middle, and in fact, we know that it has to be clipping off some pixels in order to do that. It's no longer maintaining that aspect ratio. That's fine, just as long as you're aware of that. Now, if I click again, I go back to that 4-to-1 view. So you can see Lightroom remembers the last two states I was in. And if I come here and accidentally click on the 1-to-16 view, and then I click on the fit view, you can see that I'm going back and forth between these two views. So the reason that we point this out and the reason that this is today's quick tip is this stateful memory by Lightroom of these two viewing modes is often confusing to new users. They can't figure out how do I get back to that 1-to-1 mode that I was viewing a little earlier, especially if they didn't mean to click on any of these other viewing ratios, as it were. So whichever are the two that you have used last, oops, close the navigator by accident, that's the two that Lightroom is going to remember. Hope this has helped you in your use of the Loupe View mode and the zooming capabilities that Lightroom has. Well, that's it, folks. Today's Adobe Lightroom Classic CC quick tip. We hope that this tip has cleared up some of the confusion that you might be having using zoom states in the Loupe View mode in Lightroom. We certainly appreciate you tuning in. Remember to subscribe down there, wherever that subscribe button may be, and follow our videos as they come out on a daily basis. Thanks for being here, and remember, as we always say, learning equals skills, practice equals mastery. We'll see you out there.